Today, I wanted to talk about a really cool piece of tech, the Antlion Kimura. But first, you might be asking yourself, what mic are you talking through? Is it this XLR mic? Nope. Is it this wireless mod mic by Antlion themselves? Well, the answer to that is also no. It is right here. This tiny little mic right here sounds fantastic and honestly feels very nice and lightweight. Headphones can get quite bulky, and I know not everyone's a fan of them, although these are my favorite pair. They can give you that weird headphone hairband that not everyone's a big fan of, and not everyone likes to have their ears covered by headphones. And that's where these tiny little IEMs, the Antlion Kimura Duo and Solo, come into play. These are $150 and $100 respectively. Are they worth that price point? Well, in my experience, frankly speaking, these tiny little IEMs are fantastic. Antlion did send these out for review, but in all honesty, it's not going to affect my review, and I'm just going to keep it real with y'all and share my experiences so far with these. With that being said, if you enjoy this type of content, subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with all your gaming homies. Also, check out these wallpapers on ieatmangos.com. Consider buying one of the wallpaper packs as it directly supports me and the channel. The Kimura Solo and Duo are fantastic earbuds. And frankly speaking, I don't really think there's anything else right now that compares or competes with these two earbuds. Let's do a quick unboxing and see what you get for your money. When you open up the box, you will find that the Kimuras are inside another box that flips open. When you open up the flaps, you will be greeted to the IEMs themselves. Underneath the IEMs will also be two pairs of silicone ear tips for small and large ear canals, and also a third one for people who want to try out memory foam ear tips. And underneath the ear tips will also be another little goodie that allows you to convert the two 2.5mm jacks to one 3.5mm jack. You will also find that there's a nice little carrying case for the IEMs. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is the Kimura Duos $50 more than the Kimura Solos? Well, as the name suggests, the Kimura Solos has one dynamic driver, whereas the Kimura Duos has two dynamic drivers. What's a dynamic driver? Great question. Well, it's those tiny little speakers in the IEMs. One dynamic driver means that it's going to be doing all of the audio output, the high, medium, and low frequencies, whereas a two dynamic drivers means that one of those drivers or speakers is going to be focused on the high and the medium frequencies, and the other driver is going to be focused on those low bass frequencies. And that tech in itself can be more costly than just having one dynamic driver. Now, can you tell the difference in game? Yes, but it's subtle. And if you are someone who has sensitive hearing and can pick up those super fine details, then yeah, absolutely. But if you're just a normal gamer who just wants really good gaming earbuds and doesn't want to pay too much, the Kimura Solos are a perfect option and you're going to have a great time. Their sound staging, their bass, I've done the comparisons, and honestly speaking, I am impressed either way. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is the wire wrapping around your shoulder like that? Great question. The reason for that is because this wire is going under my desk and to the back of my PC right here. It's a very nice long cable, so don't worry for your gaming needs. Why do I bring this up? Well, it's because I just mentioned you can plug it directly into your PC, meaning you can use the dirtier audio signal from the motherboard directly and power these, and it will sound fantastic. Actually, it sounds really nice and bassy. I really just enjoy the soundstage as is. Or you can get fancy with it and buy a little DAC amp that also has a little microphone input. For example, the Sibasonic, which goes for around $30 to $40 on Amazon, link down below. Or you can get even fancier with it, like I do, and use your little microphone box like a Focusrite Solo like I have here. Use an XLR to 3.5mm jack adapter, plug the mic into that, and then use a DAC amp for the audio input. Now, it does give you a cleaner audio, and it's also a little sterile. What does sterile mean? It means it's a little less bassy, but I think that's more of a side effect of the DAC amp that I'm using. If I go directly into my motherboard, these sound nice, bass, boomy. Let's now talk about the ergonomics of the Kimuras. Firstly, the shape of the Kimuras is fantastic. Look at the way they've created the little nub that goes on the top part of your ear, and how the bottom of the IEM rounds outwards so that it can fit comfortably in your ear's natural shape. Furthermore, the material used in the cable's hook that goes on top of your ear has a nicer, thicker material, as it allows the IEM's weight to be spread out more evenly across your ear. Though the thickness does have one drawback, and that is it does make it a little more awkward for gaming with glasses. But outside of that little awkwardness, the hook's memory and thickness is significantly better for longer durations of time. Now, I use these IEMs for well over 3+ hours before I start feeling any fatigue or pain on the surface of my ear. I've found that a break of 5 to 10 minutes usually alleviates the soreness. The cinch on the IEM's cable is fantastic, as it allows you to get the IEM cable to be tighter around your neck, and then the cable clip, which goes directly onto your clothes, allowing the cable to not wiggle around. When comparing the Kimura's shape to other popular IEMs, just observe the difference in the shape. You see the nub on the Kimura? This design is not on my other IEMs, and usually the other IEMs have a flatter profile, and it's that flatness which does not allow me to wear the traditional IEMs for longer than 45 minutes to over an hour at a time. And now look at my Crinicals, which are another pair of dual driver IEMs. They are also extremely flat. It's that flatness that, again, does not allow me to get a comfortable fit in my ears and allow me to use these for more than an hour at a time as my ears get extremely sore. The contouring in the Kimuras is intentional. And it's this contouring that allows the Kimuras to not only feel high quality in my ear, but comfortable and allow me to enjoy using them for long gaming sessions. I now have the Antlion Kimura Solos in ear, and let's now see how they sound in game. Already I can tell you that the world around me does feel like it is a little closer overall. That expansiveness I felt in the dual drivers is significantly less in the Solos, so I'm just going to keep it real. Also, when it comes to the bass, I'm inspecting the Reaver Phantom, and again, that ghastly nature is a little more subdued, meaning that the bass on the Solos is a little less than it is on the Kimura Duo, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, let's talk about the positioning with these IEMs. That was a close target, and it felt close again. Okay, well, how about this further one? Yep, I can tell that the further targets are quieter than the ones in front of me. So positionally speaking, I can definitely tell that there is a difference. I've never fallen on that plank. Anyways, I'm now going to try some practice targets. I'm going to close my eyes. On my left, perfect. Again, on my right, awesome. Up, okay. Back right, okay. Back right again. Middle, close enough. Left, all right. Cool. And so essentially the biggest difference between the Solos and the Duos is that feeling of expansiveness. Yes, positioning on both these IEMs is fantastic, as you can see. However, the expansive nature that you find in the Kimura Duos just isn't there in the Solos. Nevertheless, it's going to be something that you're going to have to decide is worth that $50 upgrade. I have the Antlion Kimura Duos in ear, and right now I'm in the practice range, just messing around. I can tell you that the world around me does feel spacious, and the audio coming from, like, you know, me switching weapons and jumping around, it doesn't feel like it's, you know, in a small location. Rather, it does feel expansive, which I really like. I think that is a huge difference between the dual dynamic drivers versus the single dynamic driver. It's the ability to have a little bit more of an expansive environment around you, emulated through the IEMs. See, I'm gonna now go for something a little further, and it feels like the target is actually further away. The ones up close definitely feel like they are closer. Then the reload animations, everything with the Reaver Phantom, ooh, I can feel that ghastly sound effect. I think, again, those lower ends are really coming through. I'm in a deathmatch game with the Antlion Kimura Solos, and let's see how it goes. Already, I can hear everything around me with ease. I don't feel that same level of, or lack of expansiveness that I was feeling in Valorant. In this game, even with the Solos, everything does sound rather open, so that's a plus. Heard that guy jump right in front of me. Right in front of me is one nerd. Alright, now he's dead. What I can say, as long as you're playing CS and you're not thinking too much about like the audio, spatialization, etc., these feel really good actually. I'm very impressed. In this game, it's significantly better than in Valorant. Okay, I have the Antlion Kimura Duos in ear, and let's see how I frag in some deathmatch. Already, that feeling of spaciousness is present again in comparison to the Solos. But it's more of a luxury feature, honestly, as I feel like I was able to perform very well with these Solos. There's just a little more depth with regards to like how far things feel and how close things feel. If you feel like that is worth an extra $50, then by all means, go for it. You will enjoy it. If you feel like that level of spaciousness isn't exactly a need or a must-have, the solos will be amazing for you too, trust me. And they're so comfortable in my ears. Like, I really enjoy gaming with these. I can have long gaming sessions comfortably. Let's play some Fortnite now with the Antlion Kimura solos. Let's see how they sound. Already, my first thoughts are the environment around me feels very expansive. I can hear all of the other people who are parachuting in. So it feels like this game has been well optimized for these types of single driver earbuds, or IEMs in this instance. Now, nevertheless, I can hear someone directly drop right below me. Run away, as is the Fortnite grind. See if I can find someone. Oh, for the... Alright, this guy tried to drop down on me. He ain't got jack. Alright. I'm the better gamer, boys. With that being said, again, positionally, I'm able to be aware of my surroundings. Of course, I will not deny it. I have the audio option on that allows me to see all the visuals of everything that's going on. That's just supplemental, irrespective of which IEMs or headphones, etc. I'm using. So nevertheless, the audio from the world around me, it feels really nice and balanced. Like, I'm actually quite impressed as I'm playing this right now. It all sounds really nice. Yeah, as I go on these grind rails or whatever they're called, it sounds very nice and immersive, actually. The weird sci-fi-ness to it. I like it a lot. All right, dropping into Mega City now with the Kimura Duos. Let's see how it goes. Already, the world has a similar sense of expansiveness. I hear this person next to me. Where is this nerd? Oh, mama. Oh, gosh. There is that person. Let's chase him. These grind rails, as I'm running on them... Well, I lost them. They feel a little more immersive. Oh, wait, never mind. I found them again. This is crazy. How do I keep... Alright. Let's pop off. The whole world around me actually feels significantly more immersive. It's just like everything feels like it's happening right next to me. Like, because of the separation between the high and mids and the lows, because of the dual driver tech that they have in these, it just makes the game feel even more like you're in it. Overall, I would say that the world feels much better with the Kimura Duos. It's better in the respect that it feels like you're in it. Whereas with the solos, you feel like you're listening to it. Here, it feels like you're a little bit more inside the universe. So it's very fascinating how the dual driver tech has such an impact on the way the world sounds. I really like it. Nevertheless, if you don't have the duos and you only have the solos or vice versa, you'll never be able to tell and you'll be happy either way. That's the conclusion I've come up with. Now, this is what Antlion's Kimura microphone sounds like on Discord. I have the boost set to 20 decibels and the sample rate for the microphone is currently at 2-channel 24-bit 96,000 hertz. And the Discord channel I'm talking in is at 64 kilobits per second. Now, with that being said, I'm not typing or touching anything, so I'm going to start clicking my mouse and keyboard, and this is what it would sound like. Overall, with the input sensitivity set to automatic, I think that the microphone sounds pretty solid on Discord. Okay, I'm now talking through my XLR mic so that y'all can get an idea of what this sounds like in comparison to the Kimura's mic. Frankly speaking, they both sound like fantastic mics, especially with the same filters being applied to both the mics. Now, of course, this has a little more full body, but it's a big mic in comparison. So you got to give mad props to that tiny little Antlion mic. There are 4 caveats I want to talk about with these little Kimuras. Firstly, it has to do with the mic itself, and that's the mic does not have any form of noise canceling. It will pick up everything around it. What does that mean? You need to either in OBS add filters in order to cut out that extra noise, or use software like Bananameter to equalize the mic and cut that noise out. Once you do that, it sounds fantastic. And here's a quick sample of what it originally sounds like without any filters applied. It picks up all the sound. If I start snapping my fingers, it's gonna pick that up. If I start clicking my mouse, even if it's right in front of my phone, it's probably gonna pick these up. And even my keyboard clicks right here, I wouldn't be surprised if it picks those up too. So you need to add filters in order to get the best performance out of the mic, but overall the quality is still Very solid. The next 3 caveats have to do with the little IEMs themselves. Firstly, these are extremely good, and I mean way too good, at noise isolating. Just look at this shape. They're going to plug your ears. You will not be able to hear the outside world, especially when you're immersed in game. So be aware of that and have some sort of a way to get your attention, because these are going to make it difficult. Next has to do with the little plug shape like I mentioned before. And that is when you put these in your ears and get a nice seal, you will feel like they are kind of like suctioned into your ear. If you have that feeling, you're going to have to be careful with when you pull these out of your ear, because you could risk hurting your eardrum permanently. So once you get a good seal in your ears, be careful and be gentle when taking them out of your ears so that you do not hurt yourself. And the last little caveat with these is sound. These are basically tiny little earplugs with speakers. So when you put that into perspective, you got to be careful with how loud you hear content, irrespective of it being gaming, YouTube, music, whatever. You got to be cognizant of how loud you're hearing stuff, because you risk, again, permanently damaging your hearing. I think that these are very good for anyone in your life that's a gamer who loves using earbuds, and I have some of those myself. So these are going to change their game. If you enjoy this type of content, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and also check out my wallpapers at ieatmangos.com. They're all on a limited discount. Would really appreciate it if you picked one up. Support me and the channel.